to be done any good? No, because of the influence of Kali. But this is the compassion. This is the compassion of the sages. Sage means that his life is dedicated for the upliftment and service of others. So yesterday we discussed that what is the most powerful impact of the age of Kali? Anyone would like to answer? What is the most powerful impact? Why the age of Kali is the age of degradation? From where it is beginning? Yes, Madan Surup Prabhu, spontaneously you raise the hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
One is they are short in the age, alpāyuṣaḥ. And secondly, because of over sense gratification, overeating, and there are 4 factors. Overeating.
What is the foremost? What is the foremost? How the influence of Kali enters?
Foremost
that is impacts.
Because they are quarrelsome.
No. What is the basic defect? Yes, Ramya.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, because of their irregular activity.
Yes, because of their bad and irregular habits. This is the foremost reason. And because of this one prime reason, all others come along. So very important. So we are in the life of redeeming ourselves from this situation of bad and irregular habit. So we have to cultivate good habits, strict discipline. While coming back for almost 2 hours, we had experience sharing. And this is one thing that the brahmacharis were very impressed with, that how strictly we were following the schedule. Strict discipline. In 3 days, we covered 3 dhams. First day, Vrindavan. Next day, Govardhan, and today, Barsana, and also Nandgaon to some extent. The most important aspect was discipline life. Human life means discipline life. If there is no discipline in life, then that is not human life. That is animal life. And of course, the 4 factors Srila Prabhupada is diagnosing. What are these 4 factors, Devadat?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The 4 factors are overly eating, over dependence on
Wait.
others.
This is very important. This is the first thing to regulate is eating. First thing to regulate is eating. Second thing to regulate is speaking. I have been sharing, those who will accept it, they can see how things will change in their life. And those who do not expect, animals live to eat. We should eat to live. Very important. Almost 3 days, we had just 1 or 2 meals, not more than that. There was no need. And although we were doing so much of physical, walking. Yesterday, I checked my watch. It showed me more than 28 kilometers of walk. It is quite sizable with the city life, but hardly walk. And it was easy. It was smooth. So many other brahmacharis were sharing. They were very scared of doing Vrindavan Parikrama. Madan Sarvu, Madhu Madhav told me he did his first Govardhan Parikrama. He'd never done it before. He was so scared. But it became like a child's play. Why? Because in association, we were very strict in discipline. To some extent. Not to my standard, to what I would have desired to do. So very, very important is this chalta hai attitude is not to be incorporated or integrated in life. And how it begins? Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, yukta ahara. First thing is to regulate is your eating. If you can regulate your eating, you can regulate your sleep. If you don't regulate your eating, you will always struggle. You will not be able to wake up. Neither you will be able to sleep in time. Of course, if you don't sleep in time, there is no possibility of wake up. So first thing is overeating. Prabhupada writes, the first symptom is the influence of the Kali is overeating. The life of the people in Kali Yuga is not shortened due to lack of food, Prabhupada is writing here, but due to overeating. So a practitioner means is very regulated in his eating habit. Okay. Devashir, what is this next?
Over sense gratification.
What is over sense gratification? Samjhaiye. It begins with eating only. Whatever it is required to maintain the body and soul together, if you take more than that, what it is? It is over sense gratification. More than 6 hours of sleep, over sense gratification. So you can see, if you avail any material resource which is more than what is required, is over sense gratification. So the more you are regulated and the more you minimize the material resources, the more you will see you will be free from the influence of the material modes. Okay, Pranav, what is the third?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, over dependency of others' mercy.
Can you explain this point? What it means?
Yes, Prabhuji, we have to depend on Krishna's mercy.
Yes. A devotee means he depends on Krishna. He is dependent on Krishna. That means he is not independent. That is another aspect of over dependence on others' mercy. When he is independent on his dependence from Krishna. Okay, and what is the fourth one? Ganesh Bro?
Prabhuji, artificial standard of life.
Yeah, artificial standard of life. We went to Ter Kadam, where Srila Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Kutir is there. The Goswami utilized hardly any material resource. And what was their position? Rupa Goswami was the finance minister of Nawab Hussain Shah. Sanatan Goswami was the prime minister. Tyaktva turnam ashesh mandalpati shrenim sada tuchhavat. So they kicked all the resources and all the comforts. Why? To make spiritual progress. So we'll go forward. So how many of you have memorized the verse? prāyeṇālpāyuṣaḥ, kalāv asmin yuge janāḥ. I expect everyone. Why, Ravindra Prabhu, your hand is not up? Okay, it is gone now. Madan Sarup Prabhu, you did not try?
I have tried, Prabhuji. I'll try. Should I try speaking?
You have to write. I
Yeah,
learned
I wrote.
from one of the most, youngest member of our group, Ryanshi. When I went to her house 2 months back on one Ekashi program, I saw on her sheet, black sheet, like a blackboard, she has a black sheet. In very calligraphic writing, the shlokas were written. So if you really want in this, see, it is said to teach someone in his old age is difficult, but we can break it. We can break it by our sincere determination and effort. And then Krishna reciprocates. Okay, very good. Yes, Devadat, you recite the verse.
prāyeṇālpāyuṣaḥ sabhya kalāv asmin yuge janāḥ sumanda-matayo manda-bhāgyā hi upadrutāḥ.
Upadrutāḥ means the mind is always upadrav. Upadrav, you understand? Upadravi. What does it mean? That he is a disturbing element. So what is the disturbing element? Which is inside us. That is the software which is inside us, which is running our program. And what is that software? It is called mind. Always disturbed. It is causing disturbance to us and it is causing disturbance to others also. So this is the characteristic of anyone and everyone who is in the stage of Kali. Who remembers the translation? Who can, not necessarily word by word, but who can give a translation to this verse, prāyeṇālpāyuṣaḥ. Only Sonika? Yes, Madan Swarup Prabhu, aap try kare.
So not exact, but I'll just.
Yeah, not needed exact.
It is mentioned that in this age of Kali, it's a very difficult to. Maintain because of short life, and there is always a quarrelsome atmosphere, and people are lazy, misguided, and all the time disturbed.
Yeah. So this is the situation of those mass of men for whom they are seeking the ultimate and the absolute good. How to give them the absolute good to such people who are at that platform. Okay, very good. So we'll go forward from the purport. The people of this age are also very lazy. Why it is being said lazy? Actually, if you see in this age of Kali, most are the people are in which good, on which mode? Which mode influences the most?
Ignorance.
Mode of passion. And what is the characteristic of passion? Is a person lazy in passion? What is the characteristic of mode of passion?
Overactive.
Yeah, is overactive. He has so many desires and hankerings, and he works very hard. So why the sages are calling them to be lazy? This Prabhupada will explain. The people of this age are very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. This is where the laziness is. The human life is specially meant for self-realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what supreme truth is. So these are the three questions. Who he is, who am I, what this world is, what is this material nature, and who is this supreme absolute truth. Human life is a means by which the living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle for life in material existence, and by which he can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to a bad system of education, man have no desire for self-realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachers. So Prabhupada is here expressing his concern that why people are so much lazy, especially in the matter of self-realization, because the entire system of education, the current modern education system that we have, nothing called modern. Again, it is most primitive. Modern means they should be aware enough to know what is their advantage and how to take advantage. But this is the mental platform of the people, that they are always misguided and disturbed, and they are lazy and quarrelsome. So how can they take advantage? They are only able to spill the advantage. And why? What is the prime reason? Is this system of education. And Prabhupada is also mentioning here that they are the victims of the misguided teachers. So this current system of education, it only equips the human race how to maintain his body. And in any case, the body cannot be preserved. So it makes the person become blind. Or as Prabhupada is saying, become lazy to the awakening of the human form of life. So this is very, very dangerous. This the Britishers have planned it and planted it. And they have demolished our system of education, which was the system of Gurukul. So very important for the devotees, they should not be very much, seeking after the so-called modern schools or modern educations. Our acharyas have said that they are slaughterhouses. These are slaughterhouses. Rather, we see that our devotees, they should be giving their next generation Vedic education. So this is the reason Srila Prabhupada is saying why they have become lazy. Because they have no desire, no awakening, self-realization. And the reason for that is do
Prabhuji, you are muted.
Okay. Is it now working?
Yes, sir.
Please note these points very, very carefully. These points are not for armchair speculation. You understand what is armchair speculation? Most of the people who study philosophy, they are armchair speculators. They do not apply it in their life. But Prabhupada is mentioning so as to save us, secure us from the influence of Kali. In this age, men are victims not only of different political creeds and parties, but also many different types of sense gratificatory diversions. What are these? Cinemas, sports, gamblings, clubs, mundane libraries, bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, and so on. So Prabhupada is mentioning what are these avenues for sense gratification. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to so many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religion faiths, which are not based on any revealed scriptures, and are often people who are addicted to sense gratification are attracted to such institutions. Why? Because in such so-called man-made religious faiths, there are no rules and regulations. Yato mat, tato pat. Whatever I like, I should be allowed to do. So all these kinds of self-made or self-appointed religious faiths, these are the causes of destruction or degradation of the human society. Which is not based on any revealed scriptures and are often people who are addicted to sense gratification and are attracted by such institutions. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried out, so that the people in general have neither peace of mind nor health of body. The student brahmachari communities are no longer being maintained. This is very, very important aspect. This, our society has almost gone to the extent of extinction. Is it extinct? What? The brahmachari community. Because the purity in the society will come if we have brahmacharis who are celibate, who are pure. And for that, to have brahmacharis, we have to reform our education system. From the so-called private and public school, no brahmachari can come. Mithyachari and vyabhicharis will come. That is what is coming. So the system of Gurukul is imperative. So here Prabhupada is raising his concern, his voice, and he's diagnosing also. The householders do not observe the rules and regulations of the Grihastha ashram. Consequently, the so-called Vanaprastha and Sannyasis who come out of such Grihastha ashrams are easily deviated from the rigid path. In the Kali Yuga, the whole atmosphere is surcharged with faithlessness. Men are no longer interested in spiritual values. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. For the maintenance of such material civilization, man has formed complex nations and communities, and there is a constant strain of hot and cold wars between the different groups. So when Prabhupada was writing this purports, you understand what is hot and cold war? Between the two superpowers, there was either hot wars or cold wars. Are you aware or not? So that is there in every relationship now, not only amongst two nations, two communities, that there are always quarrel and wars. Either it is hot, it is open, or it is hidden. But there is always war. Why? Because there is always dissent and disagreement. So this is the influence. And what is the reason behind that? What is the prime reason for so much large-scale dissent and disagreement between nation to nation, community to community, family to family, within family, and even within our mind? What is the cause?
Unregulated life.
Sense gratification. Prabhupada is diagnosing. See, the entire purport Prabhupada is more than 3 times mentioning this. Of course, it is over. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. For the maintenance of material civilization, man has formed complex nations and communities. And there is constant strain of hot and cold war between these different groups. It has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standard due to the present distorted values of human society. So Prabhupada knows how difficult the mission is with those who are materialist, to make them become spiritual seekers. Prabhupada is saying it is very difficult. The sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls. And here they are seeking the remedy from Srila Sutta Goswami. Okay. So this is the first question. And what is the purpose behind asking this question? That is also very nicely portrayed in the purport of Srila Prabhupada. And what has led for the present man to be in such a situation, that also Srila Prabhupada has diagnosed. Anything to discuss on the first question? Yes, Sonika?
Prabhuji, you mentioned that it is the first question, but I am seeing that it is just the explanation or of the characteristics of the people living in Kali Yuga.
Yeah. So how difficult is the task to make them understand in an easy way, an understandable way, to whom? Who have no brain substance, who are quarrelsome, who are lazy, who are misguided, and who are always disturbed. It is like saying the most, naughty child, you have to make him come first. Say you take a role of a teacher, and the most disobedient child, you are being asked to train him in such a way that he becomes first in his class. How easy is the task, Sonika?
It is very difficult, Prabhuji.
It is impossible, not difficult.
Yeah, impossible.
But see the sages, so they are willing to take up this task. And for how many years? What is the commitment?
1,000 years.
1,000 years. 1,000 years. Okay. So here in this second verse, how difficult or how Herculean is the task for which they have assembled, and how it can be done, it seems to be impossible, is being elaborated. Not an easy task, impossible task. But still, they are committed. That is what a sage is, what a sadhu is. That his existence is for others' welfare and benefit. So they have committed. They don't want to give it up by just, few years of attempt or practice. They committed for next 1,000 years. The Prabhupada built this society for next 10,000 years. Just imagine the kind of burden and the kind of pain Srila Prabhupada has accepted. In Kali Yuga, what is the symptom? Everything gets disintegrated and dissolved. You see any empire, the biggest empire from the history, how long it has lasted? Not even lasted a few hundred years. And Prabhupada has created a legacy for next 10,000 years. Prabhupada openly spoke about it. Can anyone dare to speak or claim? But Prabhupada has absorbed and accepted that huge Herculean task or burden on his shoulders. Prabhupada writes about it in few of his purports. So the sages are well aware. It is not that they do not know that what kind of mission they are accepting or undertaking. But the commitment is very deep. So this shows their compassion and their selflessness. Whatever is required to be sacrificed, they are willing to do, to give the benefit for those who are not willing to take. That is the glorious position of the sages. That is the standard of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Yes, Manoram Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In 9th verse, I think second last line of the Purport, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
there is two words, absolute good and ultimate good. So what is the difference between them, Prabhuji?
Very good. Very good. It is. It says ekantata and Shreyas. Shreyas is the ultimate good. Let me see what Srila Prabhupada is, right? Yeah, Shreyas is ultimate good. And ekantata is absolute. So you remember what Arjuna asked in the beginning of the 5th chapter? What is Arjuna's question? In the beginning of just 1 minute. So if you see how much focus they are, so what they are saying, ekantata, here Srila Prabhupada is translating the word ekantata as one, absolute, one without a second. What did Arjuna say? You tell me that one thing, only one thing. Do not give me unequivocal advice. What was the advice? That sannyasam karmanam yogam. Punar samshashi. When you are telling me to give up the action, and then you are asking me to perform action in devotion. So why you are giving me two options? Yeah. So here the sages are saying, please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way that you have ascertained to be the absolute, one, only one. One thing, and that one thing is also the ultimate good. That means the one and the only one, which will do the greatest benefit to every man in this stage of Kali. such sharp focused. Don't give me two things. That only one aspect they are asking. That will do the ultimate good. That is the shreyas. And also that is the highest thing, the absolute. Only one. No, you don't give me 2-3 things to choose from. So see how intelligent they are. They are not deciding what is good or what is ultimate good. They are saying, based on your experience and based on your learning, you tell us. This is called spiritual intelligence. This is from learning and gaining from others' realizations and experience. Not bringing our own distorted intelligence or ideas in between. So this is very, very remarkable. This is the maturity of this series. Normally people come that this is my idea, this is my plan, and I think this is best for me. So why you have come to us? We just want you to put a stamp. It is very good. Continue. No. That is not maturity. That is foolishness. Let us learn from the sages. You see from Arjuna also. This is what Arjuna is also asking. Tanmay bhuhi sunishchitam. To tell me that one thing that I have to do. And what it means, that he is decided to do that. He will not do anything else. Prabhupada says it is like pouring all the water in the root. Not a drop on the leaf, on the twig, or on the flower, or on the fruit. Okay. I am keeping it short today. Yes, Sonika. Tomorrow we will discuss the next question. Yes, Sonika.
Prabhuji, here it was mentioned iron age. Iron age means the age of this machine and modernization.
See, there are 4 ages. The age of Satya is compared to the golden age. Why it is golden age? Because everything is favorable for self-realization. All the 4 pillars of dharma are intact. People have long life. So that is called the golden age. That is the Satya Yuga. Then the next age is the Treta Yuga, which is called the silver age. The value is less. Gold is more expensive than silver. Then the next is the Dwapar, which is compared to the copper age. And Kali is the least or the most fallen. So that is why it is called iron. Does copper get rust? Does silver and gold get rust? No. Only iron gets rust. This is the most degraded age. So it is known as the iron age. You have not read it? You have to read Srila Prabhupada's book. Prabhupada writes very profusely in many of his purports. Prabhupada is the rusted age or the iron age. Okay? Even if you see, few hundred years back, what was the standard of currency? Gold. People used to exchange gold coins. We study Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. His father and his uncle, they were collecting every year 2 million gold coins. 2 million gold coins. Then, during Deepavali, what do? We worship which coins? Silver coins. I remember my mother and father, they clean all these silver coins and they do worship. Lakshmi Puja. Now Lakshmi Ji is being worshipped by gold and silver. Gold is not there, at least silver. And before our generation, before this, steel. What is steel? Predominantly iron. People were using copper. But now it is not even iron. Now it is paper or plastic. That is the degradation. Okay. But I was expecting more questions from prāyeṇālpāyuṣaḥ kalāv asmin yuge janāḥ. That has still not, been registered. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow we'll take the next verse, which will speak about the next questions of the sages. So kindly find some time. There has to be some change. See, where there is a will, there are so many ways. This is what we were all sharing. 3 days we were able to be completely off from what we were doing in our scheduled life. So why we cannot find 10-15 minutes every day? It is possible, but we have to put priority on that. So please study Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And please see Srila Prabhupada's purport, and particularly in the first canto, Prabhupada has poured his heart. These are the purports which Srila Prabhupada gave before he left for America. These are the most depth of the purports given by Srila Prabhupada. So please study them very scrutinizingly, and please register the points that Srila Prabhupada is highlighting here. Okay, I'll stop here. Tomorrow is Ekadashi. What do you want on Ekadashi? You want to have Kirtan or do you want to have Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? Quickly.
Bhagavatam, Prabhuji.
Only you want Bhagavatam. Others are still not deciding.
Bhagavatam, Prabhuji.
Raise your hands. Okay. It is going to be tough for me, but so far by Krishna's grace, 10 days, almost 10 days have happened. 9 to 10 days, we have continued. We'll continue tomorrow also. We will see the next set of questions by the sages. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. And for yatras, I hope you are all working. As we discussed, the date is coming close. So whatever service is assigned to you, please put that into action mode. Days are numbered now. Hardly a week's time. And in between we have festivals. So see to it that the numbers are not less. We have the full share of representation.